Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me again today as we continue our journey through Proverbs. Today we're in Proverbs 19, and Proverbs 19 is basically um, a proverb about how to live your life. So it's that message to sons about, hey, this is the way you should conduct yourself um, as a man. And so as I read this morning, I started thinking, what do we find in our culture, in our society? What do we find um, as what we consider positive attributes of man? Um, and and I would suggest that um, that our society or that our culture values things that are very different from um, what is described here. Um, Let me just read a handful of verses. Verse 11 says, "A man's discretion makes him slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook a transgression." Verse 17 says, "One who is gracious to a poor man lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his good deed." Um, Verse 22, "What is desirable in a man is kindness, and it is better to be a poor man than a liar." So, what we just heard there is that discretion, generosity, grace, kindness, and and honesty. Those are five traits of man that that are described here as positive things. Now, if I asked you to to go out and do a poll and say, what are the top five traits of man? I don't think that discretion and generosity and grace and kindness and honesty would be the top five. I don't. But what that tells me is that our our standards are coming from the wrong place. These are awesome guidelines. These are incredible attributes for man, and I think it would be great if every man would read this proverb, every person would read this proverb and say, man, maybe I should, have a little bit more discretion. Maybe I should be a little more generous or full of grace or more kind to others. Um, Maybe I should not lie. Maybe I should be honest, have integrity. So I would just encourage you today to take a look at Proverbs 19. Look at those attributes that are described in there. And there's some negative ones as well. It talks about the outcome of anger and things like that. So there's some negative things in there as well, that these are things to avoid. But look for the positive traits in Proverbs 19 and strive to be those things today. And what I will tell you is that if we were to all do that, if everyone were to strive to be more like the attributes described in Proverbs 19, how much better off would we be? I mean, how much more peaceful would our world be? How much more peaceful would our communities be? How much more loving would our communities be? And it all flows from uh, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So all of these positive attributes flow from one place, and that's the Creator. So I would just encourage you today, take a look at those attributes and pick one or two that you struggle with, and really focus on those today and throughout your week. Would you pray with me? Father, thank you for giving us guidance on the best way to conduct ourselves. Help us today to seek the attributes that you desire, and to work on those things, and to be a better witness for you. Amen.